it could be on Steve's end. Anyways, yeah, I've heard of Mood, but I don't know why they can do what they can do. But that's good.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the difference is. Maybe they do it because they got the farm bill and it's for medical. At the same time, they're selling it direct.
Yeah. Well,
But if you look at the website, it tells you how they go about everything.
yeah, there's got to be something. But yeah, I'm curious to see if it's worth it. It's got to be if they're selling it online like that. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers like they they like get sponsored by it, you know, or they'll do like they'll do like ads. Oh, nice. This sounds good now. It might have just been Steve's end when he was getting in. But yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that last video you put down, you got a lot more better waves in that video than the last couple
Well,
together.
dude, and I'm gonna tell you.
At the same time, that board I think is just better shape for you
I mean,
because it seems like you pump it less than you're pumping the bat board, and you're getting past your sections too on it.
yeah, the last couple times I've been out though, um, the waves have been significantly steeper. Like so in the early vlogs at Uncle Billy Bay, there was a really steep section, but it kind of flattened out sort of. It was still really steep in comparison to most waves. Oh no, you froze. Uh-oh. Yeah. Hold on, your picture froze. What's up, Dan? Yeah, I don't know why your picture's froze now. Can you still hear me? Man, there he is. You're back.
Stay there. Stay up there.
Uncle Billy's mate. The only issue he has with the live is is finding a place for the camera.
It's called old technology.
Yeah,
Trying to use lumber to hold it up.
just get another can of that Hawaiian Sun. Uh-oh.
When so when's the next surf
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Yep. So we've had a south. We've had a south going for a couple days.
I saw something on the wind. The wind's supposed to be picking up pretty heavy over there. I heard.
Yeah. It's gonna. What's up, Sam Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So yeah, it's gonna pick up 20 miles an hour on Friday, and then it's going to switch for the weekend out of the north, and Uncle Billy Bay is probably gonna go off again. But what I was gonna say is the waves lately have been so much steeper that the country board just isn't. It's not working as well. It's so much wider and flatter. It's echoing. Fuck. Oi, oi, oi.
And I think too that board is probably got a slight rocker to it at the same time, so that helps. And then some V in the tail.
You mean the bat tail? You mean the bat? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you mean the bat tail? Oh. Hey, do you have those headphones connected?
No.
Hmm. Wonder why it's echoing so bad. Wonder why it's echoing so bad.
Headphones are probably in my backpack in the room.
I wonder why we're getting such bad feedback. Why we're getting such bad feedback. Hmm.
Yeah, I was taking a look at some boards today, and man, trying to get a little 5'8", 5'6" for my niece, and they want like $200 for a used board here. Sometimes a little more than that. But I
Yeah,
noticed
I
that there's
mean,
a
we can't find anything for $200 around here. This is
there's
crazy.
a Goodwill that I noticed that had boards that I saw today. So I'm thinking maybe check out the Goodwill for something used.
Yeah, that's so crazy that you can get boards there like that.
Well, basically, once the winter's over, all the pros turn around and they start selling their winter boards to switch over to summer boards. Vice versa, summertime comes, toward the end of summer, they get anywhere from 5 to 10 boards shaped, depending on where the contests are. And they shape them only 2 millimeter glass on the bottom and maybe one on the top. So they're made pretty much for performance. Beat up on the deck. Heel compression.
I think we're good.
We were at, what was it? The local surf shop had a couple boards from the team Billabong for sale, and they're trying to sell the name of who wrote it rather than selling the board.
Yeah, I mean, even a shitty board out here, dude, you're gonna pay like $500.
There's my dad, just woke up from a nap. Yeah, I've kind of learned that over here, since it's an island, you pretty much need high tide for most of the reef spots. And the spot that I started surfing will take a medium, but as soon as it hits real tide, it kind of slows down and the peak moves on top of the reef. And once it moves to the top of the reef, then your fin will kind of drag the bottom a little bit.
Yeah, it's so
start going
different
to the other
surfing.
side of the island.
Why am I, dude? This is so crazy. Oh yeah, it's so different surfing on sand than surfing where you surf. It's so much more dangerous out there.
Yeah, you need to, when you wipe out, you need to land flat. Land flat so that you don't go down and hit the reef. But
Yeah,
there's one
it's
spot that one spot has sand, but the only thing is it's a windy side, so there's always jellyfish and Portuguese man of war, and nobody wants to get stung by those.
no. Well, so since my audio is so fucked up, I'm just gonna ask a question or two and kind of just let you go. Cause like you tell stories so much better anyway. So like, I think everybody would like to know how you kind of came across our channels and are this like sort of the group in general?
Well, let's see. Basically, I knew about lake surfing because of going to lake there. Then eventually started looking it up online, and then you texted back, and then I started watching your videos going, hey, I can help him. And I started giving you advice. Then eventually you started to get better little by my advice. And you said, hey, you got to check out this guy, 30-year-old Grom. So turned on, went and checked him out. And then that pretty much was that. One day, I guess I was already here in the islands, and you said join the group, and it's been a wonderful experience. Meeting various people in various places that I probably would have never met.
Yeah, definitely.
So
So
I don't
what's
really have that Ben Gravy connection, but I knew of him.
Right.
But being that I'm a California guy, he's just another guy that surfs. So I really never paid attention to him till later down the line when he started going to the Great Lakes, and I started watching that.
So what's the hardest part of like that you've had to learn like surfing? Like what's the hardest thing that like the hardest thing? Like whether it be actual surfing or like the dealing with other surfers or like what's the hardest part of
Well,
the
I would
whole
say
thing?
the hardest point of surfing would be that you need to read the wave. Once you read, and once you spot, it tends to be easier to take off. Now, I paddled out for my birthday and hadn't been out in 3 years, and my positioning was so bad that I wasn't catching the wave. So I had to like move around to figure out where I needed to be. So the second time I go out, I knew, okay, if I sit here, the peak's going to come in and shift a little, and I can pick it up there and then ride it in. Patience, and just waiting for the right wave to come through.
Right. Yeah, the last couple sessions, man, I'm editing it right now. And there were some waves that I just backed off of. They were so steep and looking at the footage now, I could have made them. Like I could have made these sections and like, it was just like, and I'm kicking myself because some of them were good. But yeah, it's just like, man, like you just gotta be at least on the lake.
Waves get pretty steep.
You just gotta be inside, and you have to find the spot. Rarely is it good out back. And I'm sorry I'm talking so much of the audio stuff, but it's rarely good out back. If you're inside, especially at Uncle Billy Bay, most spots you got to be middle sandbar or inside sandbar for the length of ride and a face steep enough to do shit on. But the last couple sections or sessions, dude, it was like I was fucking scared. A couple of these rocks, they were only like shoulder high, maybe, but top to bottom, dude. Like all face.
Yeah, this spot I'm surfing now has 3 different takeoffs. You have your outside, then you have a middle. So you figure the older guys and the more experienced and the longer boards are on the way outside. Then in the middle, you have your all your young girls, you have intermediate, and then on the inside, you got all your groms, all the kids and beginners playing around in there. The thing I'm having a trouble with is making the section once, because you take off, you make your turn, you'll pump a couple times, then the wave's already starting to back off through the flat section to attach to the middle section. So you need to be back toward the braking part of the wave to keep the power going. So sometimes you'll be going and you just start slowing down and you can't compete with a wave.
Right. Whereas like
But I
the
was
late
pulling
waves
out.
up back, they're so mushy most of the time that they just don't go anywhere. There is no popping. And like a lot of guys see the big breaking wave out back, but they don't watch how much space is left after the first second of that white water. That whereas like where you're on the inside, at least on the lake, that's where you get the full push of the power of the water. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah,
out
yeah.
back, the water will hit the pier, and then it'll hit the sandbar, and then it'll hit the middle sandbar, and then it'll get on the inside. That's why Uncle Billy Bay is so great because the very first sandbar is ankle deep, and it goes out so far that when you're off that sandbar, it's shoulder deep. So that's like 3 times the water hitting that sandbar.
Mhm.
But in the ocean, you got that water moving from thousands of miles away. So the first impediment it hits, that's where the power goes.
Yeah, basically, you're right. The swells will come in from out like Japan, whatnot, and come in, and all of a sudden they're coming from deep water, namely on the North Shore, and all of a sudden here's land, so the wave jacks up, and that's why it gets so big here in the winter.
Yeah.
But at the same, when I'm surfing my spot, I don't know what it's going to be like when it gets big, if there's barrels or anything, because so far it's just been kind of rolling over on each other, kind of mushy. But if you stay at the pocket, you have that little bit of a shoulder that you can work.
It's probably hard to stay in the pocket on a longboard.
Well, if you're nose riding, you'll always stay in the pocket because you just take off to the closest part of the breaking wave and you're angled while you're nose riding. And then you might do a little cut back and then come back again to stay in the pocket. But I was finally able to start pumping the board again on my second time out. And all the local boys were like, "Are you sure it's been 3 years since you surfed?"
Yeah, dude, that's sick. It's pretty crazy because like my dad can watch my golf swing and tell me what to do, and like fix it. And man, there's a couple times where you like pointed out the exact thing I needed to do, just watching the video. Pretty sick.
Yeah, I'd like to check out some other places like but the problem is I need that paddle strength because spot that you just paddle out real close, everything is on the outer
Yeah.
reefs. So you have to paddle there and remember that, hey, I got to paddle back in. And you don't go out and surf past dark because you can have complications of getting back in. You could get stuck in a current and nobody's going to see you.
Yeah. I saw some guys surfing Uncle
It's a
Billy
whole
Day in the dark.
Such a different way of surfing here in the islands.
Yeah,
People
anywhere
aren't
in the
out, there's
ocean
usually a
after
reason.
dark, you're playing.
In fact, this morning, there's a lifeguard who does videos every day from the beach at Sandy's Beach, which is basically your body surfing boogie boarding area. But there's a spot called Half Point and Full Point where you can surf, but it takes the high tide. But the locals there are tough as nails.
They just go.
So if I go out, I need to sit inside and then slowly work my way through it and then find out who's taking off and then find my spot.
So like what spot do you want
And
to
that's
surf
where
the
they're going to
most?
have that phone breaker contest. So it'd be, I guess Dan did the contest. How come everybody shows up on the block now in their cars?
So like what do you have a spot that you want to surf? Like your dream spot?
I wouldn't mind. I've always wanted to surf the Mexican pipeline,
Nice.
but that's pretty much more of a longboard spot. No, not a longboard spot, shortboards.
Yeah, I mean it's like one of the it gets massive, dude. I don't even that's one of the spots that like baffles me.
But here, I'd like to hit Diamond Head, maybe go out and try what they call White Plains, which I think it's combination of reef and sand.
Yeah.
So that could be that could be the spot to be teaching the kids how to surf.
Yeah, there's some places, man, that is just they just boggle my mind how big the wave is and how powerful it must be.
And it's interesting that here they judge the wave from the back, not the front.
Yeah, there's
So,
only been a
we'll
few
say-
days out here that I've been surfing where it goes flat after the wave passes. Like you can't see the beach anymore. You can't see the breaking wave anymore. It's just water, like fucking eye level. Sorry about the sound, dude. I don't know what to do.
North Shore is having a big trouble right. We've got trouble in North Shore that you have the combination of your tides are rising, the ocean's rising, which means you have less beach. Then when wintertime comes, what happens? Your big waves come and start sucking the sand out. There's houses at Rocky Point that are like 2 in. On the last swell, a wave broke and the water went up the beach 2 houses in.
Yeah, we have every like 10 years here. Houses just get washed in. The sand dunes just get cut down 20, 30 feet. Houses in. It's crazy.
I think I sent you a video of some guy that was chasing all the big swells. But yeah, it would be cool to surf Stony Point. That place looks really fun.
Man, you know it's funny that you say that.
And of
'Cause
course, I would have to go and surf my namesake if I was out there.
well, yeah.
Billy,
I meant a real wave. But yeah, dude, I thought about going out to Duluth this weekend. Or going up to Marquette where I went to college.
thing that will help anybody surfing will help by going to different beaches and riding different waves. Because different spots break in different places, different and with
Yeah.
and it's bigger, it's more powerful. You need to learn to surf each in a different way.
It's jumping.
So I'm hoping finally meet somebody out here that actually surfs, because it's really good to have a buddy.
Yeah, yeah. I've actually been. Um, um, some yeah. I just need to get. I just don't have some of those little.
You're still infant stage.
I mean, shit, dude. I'm not the best in the last.
For me,
Best in the last.
I was telling Steve that I get chills when I sit there and watch a video of you surfing and see you doing things that we talked about and how you change and how you should do it, and you go out and you work on it, and the video pops up doing it. Like, and one, I think when you took off a little bit, and I think you even took off straighter than normal, and you made that bottom turn, it was like you made the bottom turn on a real ocean wave, where we can see the bottom of the wave, and you came up, and you came to the top, and you came back down, and then you popped it 2, 3 times, and then you could see it breaking, and it was breaking on your feet, and you made it right past the session.
That's why I just it's really impossible.
Have the various different now I tend to ride a round pin for the fact that a round pin has stability, but when you're riding on that tail on a bottom turn, it will pivot as hold. You move to a swallow, will ride a little looser. It's a little thinner tail. And then when you move to a swash tail, that will sit out of the water a little more than a round pin and a swallowtail, but it's not as loose.
Yeah, that makes
Then
sense.
you
'Cause
get
I
into
use
different fin
the
sizes.
yeah, the backtail is a quad, but I only have it as a fin, and I have to really surf
Most
that.
people,
I have to surf that board
and what's nice,
so softly.
what's nice about the quad is you can just switch it up. You can ride it as a quad. You can ride it as a single. You can ride it as a thruster.
Right.
Because sometimes a board may ride better. Like I had a board where, for some reason, it rode better going right than it did left. And the board was shaped at the same time as my all-around board.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference that I found surfing these boards with the pulled-in noses. It's insane. Um, just the maneuverability and everything. I think what we can do, like maybe the sound will just fix itself. Because you can hear me and I can hear you, but they can't hear us, I don't think. So hopefully they can just watch this back. It'll be a good test too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's so weird how little people talk about like fins and boards here out on the lake, because everybody surfs like a foam shape and they're all thrusters. So I think that the middle fin slows the board down out here, personally.
Well, then if you can also go out. I'll tend to go out and play with the fins. I like the little side bites, small fins on the side. And go out and go with a little bigger side fin and go with the smaller middle fin. Because the bigger the fin, the stiffer the board.
Right. That's why I surf that 9-foot board I'm giving to Rick with only the side bites. I never used the longboard fin. But I tried to do that with that 810, and it's impossible. Turn your volume down a little bit too. But still so you can hear me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why it's
think I
doing
wanna. I'd like to. I got a old rainbow fin back in California. I want to have my buddy bring out, and I'm gonna try putting that on my 8.0 and see how it rides. But if I recall, if you have an 8-foot board, I think you ride like an 8 or 9-inch fin.
Yeah, both of these fins are 9-inch fins. Hey, do you have headphones you can put in?
Yeah, they're in the house though.
Oh, I mean, it might work.
Let me go. Let's see.
Oh, fuck it, right? Who cares? Just try it out. See if we... Dude, these
Then
people.
Not have
I'm
the phone because I think I turn off the Bluetooth.
Yeah, you did turn off the Bluetooth?
Yeah, it's been off.
Yeah. I don't know why it's doing this. Grom said
I
he
stand
can't wait
still
to
where I'm
hear
at
the
now.
single thing.
Yeah, right now I can see little waves breaking on the outer reef.
You know what I've started to do when I'm on that 8.0 and I want to ride it like a longboard? Um, I'll like throw my arm instead of getting really small. I'll stand really straight and put my arms up in the air, and it's almost like making your center of gravity, like instead of really one small point on the board, it's like you're almost like a wing or a kite. And I've made just yesterday. I haven't filmed a lot lately, but yesterday I made a couple sections on these tiny little fish creek waves, and it was sweet. Just by like throwing my arms up, and then it's funny.
I came into the house and sounds like better.
I don't know. I'm getting a loop, but I don't know what they're hearing. What are you guys hearing? I think that this is a good trial run because who knows how this is going to work with you so far away from everybody else. If you wanted to go on Grom's live or something, you know. And also, it might correct itself. Can you hear me?
I'm trying to do earphones, but I guess I'd have to turn on the Bluetooth.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure why. But let me know if it's any better on the people's end in the comments. But yeah, I think if more guys out here surf instead of like a 9 foot log, 8.5, maybe not even a fun shape. Like I was gonna look at this today, actually, like more of a performance mid. I think like if the guys up here, and I they would progress way more. It's hard to get these the waves that have a big space unless you already know how to surf. It's just so different from the ocean.
It's a whole different way of surfing too.
Every set will come in and hit a different pile of sand basically along the sandbars. I am in Holland. I don't know what that has to do with satellite. The Dutch reformer here. That's
Yeah, it's the middle of nowhere, that's for sure.
there aren't very many places different from where you Hawaii of the Middle East.
What was there's a beach over there that guys surf and they call it the Waikiki of Michigan.
Sheboygan is the Malibu of the Midwest.
Oh, the Malibu. Well, in a way, if it's big, it
What did
breaks
you
long
call
enough
it?
like Malibu.
What did you call it?
Yeah, I forget. Yeah,
The Waikiki of Michigan.
Malibu, Waikiki, but Malibu gets really long ways.
Yeah, dude.
You had one of these ex-pro surfers went out on a paddleboard on a big swell, caught the wave way outside, rode it all the way in, and then shot the pier. Came up
Nice.
the other side and jumped on the beach.
Yeah.
Laird Hamilton.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was a while ago. That was long ago.
Yep. And then, in fact, I saw videos of California going off right now in Ocean Beach, San Diego. The waves are as big as the pier.
Damn.
And it's a weird pier. It goes out straight and then tees off at the end. So if you're on the end where it tees, the waves are breaking on the pier.
There's been only a few days that I've been truly scared where I'm out back and
Yes, Steve, he used a paddleboard.
Oh, hopefully you guys can hear shit now. I hope. So what's your fondest surfing memory? Like what's the fucking one that sticks out?
Ah, I would say that would be my first trip down to Baja. I think I was like 14, and I went with some older guys. We drove down to a spot and you pulled in, you see some of the Mexican dude up and tell you, hey, $5 or whatever. And then across the street, you actually had the Dos Equis, no, not Dos Equis, Corona station. So you can go there, you buy a couple cases of beer, and then when you take the case back with the bottles, they give you a discount on the next one.
Couple of old
Then you had Mexican restaurant, and then of course you got the fish tacos, your carne asada tacos.
dude, it's so funny to say that
Down there,
there's like these older surfers that are out here all the time, and
ways, but that's a lot farther down. I never been down to the tip of Mexico, just as far as 38. So they changed it now. You have to have a passport just across the border now. But I remember one day paddling out, sitting in the lineup and kind of sitting by myself, and a fin washed up about 100 yards from me.
what was it?
It's like,
Yeah, I saw Australia where these guys jumped out of the water and
I think that's when I had my first real tube was down at K38 because it's the right hand point, breaking on real. It feels like you're going paddling.
oh man, I would get nervous.
I think the only reason why I'm able to was the people serving it. I already kind of knew where to sit, where I needed to be, but it was getting to know the locals to be surfing. Paddles out, starts cutting deep off, and then I'm getting ropes. So I'll do it the right way. Paddle out with the kids a little bit, and then as the waves sway, I move a little further out until I assimilate on the outside.
I figure most spots, even if that was that's crazy. There's just not enough people here to even have that concern.
I go down and I hit the beach, and I'm amazed at how the locals here, you can find a little spot. Facebook thing that she did, like, oh, I'm great, I'm cleaning.
Yeah. Yeah, some people just suck. That's
Yeah,
a
some
good
people
thing
just
about
suck.
being out here. There's
That's the
so
good
many like
thing about being
hippies,
out here. There's so many
and
like hippies.
people are always
Uh,
making sure
People
that
are
the lake
always
is
making
like
sure that
clean
the
and trying to
lake
keep it clean.
is
And
like clean
I
and
think the
trying to
only
keep it
person who takes
clean. And
water out of the lake
I
is
think the
Nestle,
only person who takes
and
water out of the lake
they get
is
so mad about that. But we don't have
get
very many
so mad
people
about that.
messing with the water
But we
out
don't
here.
have very many people messing with the water out here.
I would say probably the worst water you have would be at that place where you surfed, where it had all the factories and
Yeah,
all the pipes.
anything south of
Then you went
really
under the
like
bridge, and
South
then
St.
there was a
Joe.
burning
like
something under the bridge that day.
Oh yeah, and that's funny because I have been there twice since, and there's been nothing there.
I
So that was
have
literally
been there
something on
twice.
fire.
Not there. So
It was a piece of burning metal just sitting there on the street. But yeah, that place, that water's
just
disgusting.
yeah,
I think Lake
place
Erie
that water is
is
disgusting.
the
I
dirtiest
think
though. It's the
Erie
shallowest
is
and
the
it's the smallest. It's well not the smallest, but
it's the smallest.
it's
Well, not the
gross.
smallest, but
It's gross.
Yeah, Cali gets real dirty after big rains
Hmm.
because everything is goes down the sewer and into the water.
How far north do you got to go till the water comes
Here,
up?
you gotta go to the water.
here they're trying to really keep things clean, but being there's such a big homeless community, what they do is they go get camping permits and they camp at the beach.
Yeah.
So I'm watching early videos of where I surf, and there's a nice parking lot, nice little grass area. I show up, and it's like two huge tents, couple small. It's a total little community.
Yeah, I think about it a
Yeah, I
lot
think
that
about it
like
a
if
lot.
people who are
People
in
who
other
are
countries
in
and
other
poor or
countries and
homeless,
poor or homeless,
they would love to be poor and homeless in
love to
America.
be
Like
poor and
it's really
homeless in
as
America.
long as you're not in
Like it's
Michigan,
really
you know, or any
as
place like
long as you're
Iowa
not
or
in
something,
Michigan
like
or
you can
any
have it
place
pretty
like
good, you
Iowa or
know.
something, like you can have it good.
It's like the surfer Mason Ho, I believe, in his younger age, was homeless for a little while, and they lived on the beach.
Hmm.
And he used surfing as a way to distract himself from the issues of living on the beach and being homeless.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If people weren't such, I mean,
Yeah, if
it's
people
crazy
weren't
that
such, it's crazy that
humans can't just live on a beach somewhere, but
Pretty much a place that's open to set a tent up. Some of these guys even camp out under freeway.
people do that here too, believe it or not. It's not the same as it is in Hawaii, man.
believe it or not, it's not the same as it is.
There's a couple months a year where
The only
sleeping in a
thing they
bridge
got
ain't
for
bad.
them is that
A couple months a year.
the only good thing is they got the weather on their side here. It's warm all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Sleeping under a bridge in Hawaii, like,
Sleeping under a
yeah,
bridge in Hawaii, like
not that bad.
Well, Mark Richards and some of the guys from Australia back in the early days, they decided there was a movie called Breaking the Door or something like that. And Australians came here and were frustrated by not performing like the Hawaiians. So a few of them decided, let's go and make ourselves known and push the envelope, did things that the Hawaiians didn't approve of, and eventually there were fights. They were told to leave. So Richards and his buddies slept under the Hololiva Bridge for a little while. And finally, Eddie Aikau comes into play and talks to both sides and said, let's have a meeting at a hotel and let's find out what's going on here. Why are we having issues? And after that, they worked it out to where they just said, hey, don't be so flashy, don't be so rude, respect the land, respect the locals, and you guys will be all right. And eventually that's what happened. And then little by little, the Australians started to assimilate back in the lineup.
Yeah, man.
But it took
It's
an
just
old
so different
took an
surfing
old
out
school
there.
surfer to figure that out.
How long ago was that?
How long ago was that?
Oh, this was when Eddie Aikau was alive. He's been gone for years now. What happened to Eddie was on Hokulea, which was a vessel that being, how would you say it? Back in the early days, the British came and they basically took over the island. They took the Queen out of play, and they took the language away, and they took everything. So now you move back to current times. Hawaiians are trying to regain their roots, regain their language, and Manoa Thompson wanted to figure out how they traveled from Tahiti to Hawaii. And so they built a canoe by hand. They had some pro surfers, lifeguards that went out on the first one. And it was kind of, they sailed out and did okay, came back in. Then they thought, okay, we're ready. Let's do a big trip. And halfway out halfway out of the channel, Molokai Channel, I think it was, they capsized. So Eddie says, give me my surfboard and I'll go paddle for help. And he back then life vests weren't what they are now. So I guess he felt that he didn't need a life vest being a lifeguard, took it off, started to paddle. He was never seen again. A few days later, a helicopter picked everybody up sitting on top of the ship, flipped over, and Eddie's board was found with the least detached and a life vest floating.
It's crazy.
But he was the one that would go in any swell, paddle out at Waimea, sit the deepest, take off on the biggest. And that's what every lifeguard at Waimea or on the North Shore, because he actually saved many lives, not even being a lifeguard at the time. He was just a pure ocean lover.
Just always out there.
It's always there.
He paddles and he surfed and everything. His brother still surfs now,
That's crazy.
but I don't think he'll be doing any more Waimea contests because he's at that age where it's just getting too big for him. Clyde Aikau.
That's crazy. You know, my mom she was a flight attendant, and she used to fly to Hawaii like, I don't know, 3 times a month, 4 times a month. So she has all this Lahaina stuff, like shirts and hats and all these stickers, and it's pretty shocking. I didn't really even know anything about it, but
I didn't really even know anything about
the amount of times that my mom was in Hawaii in the 36 years she was a flight attendant is probably thousands. Sometimes she would go there like 4 or 5 times a month. She'd only be there for a few days, but it's pretty interesting to see. Like it's almost like how the Europeans kind of fucked the Native Americans, how the English fucked the Hawaiians, sort of. And then I don't even understand how America comes into play, but it's crazy.
Yeah, being a flight attendant does have its perks because you get discounted tickets even after you retire.
Yeah, she still has a great
That's how
retirement
my
pension.
boss is getting around. His ex-wife was a flight attendant and his ex-girlfriend was a flight attendant, so he still gets on flights by using their, I guess they still on their friend list or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, my I could still fly for
I
free.
could still fly
It's nice.
for free.
Like
Yes,
what,
I
like
think it is. You just
domestically.
pay the
Like what, like domestic.
yeah. I think you just pay the tax or something,
Yeah,
and you got to go standby.
I have to fly standby. Yeah, it's called D3,
Fly
and it's
standby. Yeah, it's
this
called D3.
the
This
it's almost not worth it because
it's
it's an
almost not
American
worth it
Airlines,
because
and
it's American.
the baggage fees would be astronomical if I'm gonna go anywhere. You know, like it's not worth it. It's like better to fly Southwest, honestly, and pay like $80 for a flight, and I
It's
could
like
bring a
better
bag
than
on.
you pay like $80 for a full bag.
I think Hawaiian is like 100 and something bucks for a board.
That's, I guess that's probably good, but they could charge that there because so many people are flying around with surfboards.
So many people are flying.
Well, we just had the pros. One of the pro surfers had just did a contest and won here in Hawaii. Billy Kemper, and there's a big article about him wanting to leave Hawaii, and he was 2 pounds overweight on the board bag. So he says, "Let me pay the over fee," and they said no. You have to take the board, leave them, or take them apart and make them lighter.
Yeah.
So he argued with them and didn't get nowhere. And now he did a blog, and people heard it and started complaining. And now they're supposedly changing their way of shipping, having boards be on planes. Because there's so many boards that these guys, because they make you sign a waiver that says if it breaks, it's not their fault. But it is their fault.
Yeah,
You see these
literally.
guys, they just pull them off the rack and chuck them, and you open your bag, your board's cracked, and they won't do anything about it. I had John Florence, the big pro surfer here. He had a 3 board bag, all 3 boards broken.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he complained,
Great.
and they ended up settling with him.
Yeah, because what if it's
But I
somebody that
kinda-
doesn't get free
I have
board?
little
Somebody that gets free board.
I have several little tips on traveling where I'll get those, like the tubing that you would put over insulation for piping. You get that, and you put that all the way around your rails, which will protect your rails
Yeah,
when it's in your board bag.
Yeah.
Then go ahead and take your clothes and lay clothes in between on the deck. Take some cellophane, wrap it, and do the same thing on the bottom. Now you're fully protected.
right. Yeah, that's what we'd have to put clothes around our golf clubs.
Put clothes around
And
our
I
golf
flying with
club.
my golf clubs, you know. But we would just use our golf club
believe-
We would just
travel
use our
bags
golf
as
club
clothes bags, so we would just have one bag.
clothes bags, so we just have one bag.
I kind of want to say that it's golf clubs are free on South.
Could be. Say your surfboard is a golf club. 8-foot golf club. Well, shit, Billy, my fucking phone is at 5%, and we're at an hour and 11 minutes. I'm really curious if this sound is gonna hold
I'm really
or if it's
curious
gonna
if this sound is
be
gonna
screwed up when it uploads.
be screwed up when it uploads.
But man, if it's not,
Well, this
I
is just
really-
the first
Man,
one.
what's
If it's
that?
not,
Next time I'll try the headphones.
Yeah, maybe, or even like
yeah, maybe. Or
I'm
even,
curious
like,
to see what this is because
I'm
whenever we do a
curious to see
video
what this is.
call, it's never like
Whenever
this,
we do a video call, it's never like this.
you know. But I think it'll be good once
I
it
think it'll be
uploads,
good once
and if that's
it
the deal, then
uploads,
it'll be
and
great.
if that's the deal, then it'll.
But I feel like
Might
But
clean
I
it
feel
up.
like
Grom should definitely
should
give you
definitely give
um
you
uh
um
man, This can't be your only live.
Can't be your only live.
Because what a shame.
Because what a shame.
Yeah, he wants to do a little gig on Friday Night Live with me.
Yeah,
Stories with Uncle Billy.
stories with Uncle Billy.
But he's going to work that out. We're kind of talking about it last night and how to go about it. Maybe I record something online and then send it to him, and then he breaks it down and puts it together.
Oh, dude. I hope that that whole plan happens.
The whole plan happened.
Man, I wish the mailman brought something today.
Well, shit, brother. Thank you for coming on live with me, Uncle Billy.
Thank you for coming alive with me, Uncle Billy.
What time is it there now?
It is
It is
7:09.
9.
So it's time to relax.
Hopefully, I can get a video up today, maybe tomorrow,
Up today, tomorrow.
definitely by the weekend.
Get out there and get some good waves.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you. I'm sure I'll talk to you
Okay.
shortly.
All right.
See you, babe.
We'll sign out for now and talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.